Oh, I've just been called up for a shower.
You're going up for a shower. All right, that's timing because you've just gone live.
Right. Hold on, no, I've got to introduce myself, haven't
Oh. All right. So let's crack on with that then. Hello, and welcome to the Thursday night fully loaded Bring-Up Hangout thing. Thursday. That's why it's called the Thursday. Let's stop there anyway. So already we've got people down below that have joined in anticipation of an enjoyable night talking about things like motorbikes and stuff. So before I do anything else, I think the best thing to do is go through the panel below and get them to introduce themselves. And I don't know why it is, but every time we start one of these, Bobby always starts on the left. So we're going to start with Bobby.
Well then, hello everybody, and I'm glad to be here for another Thursday night.
Excellent. Oh, look, and he's put his little avatars at the top there. Beast Rider. Been busy then, obviously.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Right, now, unfortunately, we're going to go to our next person. Now, Keith tried to make it tonight, but unfortunately only his dad could turn up, so we've now got private biker. Dad.
Hello, boys and girls. I've got my tie tucked into my trousers tonight, just for you lucky people.
You look like Rolf Harris like that, doesn't he?
Can you guess what it is yet?
Okay, let's move on.
Swiftly on.
Very suave, mate. I'll try my best to hold back the ladies tonight.
Yeah.
They'll be pouring in now that they've seen.
What's that knock at the door? Oh, they're
yeah,
already.
exactly, mate. Yeah, I should lock that. Right. Let's go across to the infamous biker, Kev.
What's going on, people?
Oh, come on! That's the way you start your video.
Well, I'm not going to put any enthusiasm into it because as soon as I do, everyone starts taking it.
And you'll be going like, "What's going on?" Excellent. Hi, Kev. Thank you for joining. Let's go across to Skeggy Cruiser.
Hello, people. How you doing?
I think they're doing quite well. Hello, Cruiser.
We know. Keith disappeared and we gained an echo.
Yeah, where's the echo coming from? Oh, on again. Right, okay, without any further ado, anyway, we'll sort this out. It's only slight technical that we're suffering right now. Let's go across to Suffolk Andy.
Hello, humans. I've been told we're not human, but you are. Good one.
Excellent. Hello, Suffolk Andy. And now we're going to go to Weggy before he goes for a shower. Weggy.
Oh, Drew. Losers, streets and losers, welcome.
Oh wow, how long did it take you to write that poem?
Oh. Jesus Christ, what are you doing, man?
Go to the hospital, mate.
Any other sort of body functions you want to carry out right now whilst we're...
Just one question, Andy, has your wife got bad guts?
No, she's absolutely fine.
Good. Just wondered.
You've got to remember when I close the hangout at the end of the night. I have to go. She's fine down the end of the day. So that leaves it for me then to say hello as well. Welcome to the fully loaded hangout. Q&A is open, so if you're watching and you've got a question for any of these retrobates down the bottom, then all you need to do is just post a question. Best watch on the and all that good stuff. Okay, so the next thing we can do at this point is we go and see if anyone has prepared news or topics for tonight. This is where the suspense builds. And all of our people have come up with some fantastic things that we can discuss. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the drum roll. So some really special topics and news probably tonight to get you all excited. regarding things like
We've
motorbikes.
got a bad echo here.
Yeah, a lot of that.
I will attempt to eliminate it in a minute. It's gone now. I tell you one thing: if you're not speaking, if you've got nothing to say, then maybe mute your microphone anyway, pal, and then we can help things move along swiftly. That'd be awesome. So, anyway, topics now. Let's go to Beast Rider and see if he's got any news or topics for us tonight.
Oh, wow. News, I gotta say, somehow I have survived yesterday because out of nowhere, since someone mentioned someone's guts being bad, I got just incredibly sick. Just don't know why. And, horrible fever, puking and pooping all over the place. You guys need to know that. But now, out of nowhere, again, I'm perfectly fine. No idea what the hell happened to me. So, watch out for anything that makes you...
Just to clarify then, Beast Rider, what you're saying is that your news is you've had diarrhea. That's fantastic.
Is that the shits?
I was vomiting and diarrhea. It's like being in combat.
There never was a sound effect for that. So, do you have any topics tonight, Beast Rider?
Actually, that has brought me up to a topic. Long-distance rides. If you're on a long-distance ride, do you actually, plan out when you're going to hop off and, do a bathroom break, or do you try to hold it as long as humanly possible? And I know this sounds funny, but I am actually curious to see what people think. And on top of that, has your vlogging style changed since the last time you asked this stupid
Okay, so long distance riding and functions, yeah?
Yeah.
There's one thing, Bobby, you wouldn't be able to go far at the moment because you shit yourself. At least that'll keep you... Oh, if you put a nice pair of boots on, that'll keep your legs warm, won't it?
Oh,
Heated.
Yeah, but that's what I'm making continence pads for, as a sort of license to shit in the street.
Yeah. At least you're getting that, at least you'll know what it's like when you're going to get old and sitting in an old folks' home shitting yourself.
Right.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that, Bobby. I've made a note. Long distance riding and bodily functions. That's brilliant. Let's go now to Keith's dad.
No topic.
Oh,
No
God.
topic. Any news?
No.
What about that lovely shirt you wear?
Sorry, what was that?
What about your lovely shirt?
My lovely shirt. Do you like it? I think the tie clashes a bit, don't you think?
I think it doesn't go with it, yeah.
I don't normally wear a tie, so I had a job finding one.
No. Okay, that surprises me. Anyway. That's brilliant, Keith. All right, mate, nice one. Good to have you along. Let's go across to Kev. He's always prepared.
I've still got my list. I've got my list of topics for you, Andy, that we can go through. But in turn,
One of those that you might want to talk about tonight.
oh shit, I'll have to find my topics now. Okay. Off the top of my head, what's better, textiles or leathers? There you go.
Okay, textiles or leathers? Wow, that's really quite serious and actually in theme with motorbikes.
There you go. I could think of something else. Do you prefer to pull out or leave it in? Just off the top of my head.
Depends what's coming. Right.
Easy.
You're a star. Let's go across now to Skeggy Cruiser and see if he's got any news or topics tonight. Might surprise us, you never know.
News. I've still got man flu. Similar to Bobby, but other side of the pond, it's worse over here, Bobby. And topics, I was hoping Richard would be here tonight because I want to know people's opinion on mixing tyre brands on a bike.
Ah.
Oh my God! So hang on, I'm just trying to recover now. You've got a topic, and it's a good one. Mixing tyre brands. Excellent. Well done, Skeggy. Right. That's brilliant. I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with that, and I'm going to run across to Stinky.
Hello, folks. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
No, I had a bit of a panic because the wife just came out of the shower, so I had to close things rather quickly.
So has my wife. She's just come out of the shower.
Yeah, well, I'm in enough.
Jen was naked in the bedroom, so Kev was a little bit squirmish.
Yeah, well, I'm in enough shit as it is. Thank you very much.
You got 3 bikes in your house.
No. It wasn't for that. I'm not even going to go there. It's
If
bad memories.
if you're in the shit, Stinky, you're in the wrong hole, mate.
Hey, what was that?
That's the wrong hole.
Yeah, if you can't pot the pink, pot the brown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, news or topics, Steve?
Oh, sorry. Right. Topics. Not really. Not at the moment. I just thought I'd say hello to you guys. I haven't seen you for ages, so I thought I'd come in and say hello to you, catch up with you.
No, I think one of the main news topics there is that Stinky's awesome.
It's all right. I'm being very careful at the moment because I said I'm. Yeah. But,
no worries. Well, okay, let's go across to Southern Andy then. Let's get through this retrobate panel we've got tonight.
Well, I haven't really got a topic, but I've got some advice for Bobby, actually. If you're out on your bike, Bobby, and you get caught with them craps you've got, and you ain't got no toilet paper, use a dock leaf, mate. They're nice and big, but that'll leave you with a green sort of mark up your arse, but you can always get that off when you get home.
make sure the dock leaves though, not stinging nettles. They
Yeah,
fucking
not stinging nettles, because you will be hopping around in the field, mate.
Do they have dock leaves in America?
Oh, I think they do. They must have dock leaves in America.
Just do what I do. Just run your ass on the grass. That's fine.
Yeah, I can do that. Like the dog with piles.
Yeah, well, worms.
Yep. I can see it in the local paper. 6'7" biker going across the field like a dog with worms.
They don't call me Stinky for nothing, he knows.
Yeah.
Police are on the trail.
I'm
Right.
gonna get advice and run.
Makes the third longest sleeping policeman.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that contribution, Andy.
I'll tell you what, I will bring up a topic. What do the panel actually think of speed cameras?
Oh, geez. All right, I'll put that in. I think it'll be a quick one. We'll just go around the panel.
A quick one, but not the word.
Very quick. What a-
Right now. Welcome.
Okay, yeah, okay. We'll probably do that one as our main first topic because I think it'll be quite quick. We'll go through the panel and say what we think about speed cameras. Nice one. Thanks for that, Southern Andy. Okay, Weggy, news and topics from you, buddy.
Yeah, well, no news really, but I was thinking, talking along the lines of what Skeggy was on about. Tyres are not cheap, are they? For any particular motorcycle. And I was wondering, compared to years ago, when you could sort of, you didn't have online reviews and all that sort of stuff. You sort of used to purchase through word of mouth, recommendations from the bike shop. Nowadays, who do you prefer if you're looking for a particular tyre or an alternative tyre to what you've got now? How do you go up personally? Would you prefer to take a chance, or would you go online to read reviews, speak to more people who have possibly tried different brands on your particular motorcycle, or go from there? You could either take a chance or get as many reviews as you possibly could. If you're looking to possibly change and hopefully better the tyre that you've already got on your particular bike.
Sorry, I'm kind of a little bit. That's brilliant. Thank you. I'm a bit smart because it's been like ages since we've had any topics. Now everyone's coming up with good topics. And I'm brilliant. I think that's a full 4 hours worth of topics there now.
Well, I'm not being funny, but Barbie told us we had to. There's no riff-raff on a Tuesday night, mate.
Right. Okay. That's brilliant. Now, for myself, news. I'll just quickly say that apologies that I've not put any content out quickly. That there is something coming out very soon, and I'll give you a heads up. It's going to be the infamous calm biker on the backseat of the Hayabusa video. I've spent quite a lot of time editing it, and I'm combining. Hi Richard, he's just joining. Or probably waving a minute. Oh, he's waving now. So yeah, the Calm Biker Ride is going to be released soon. I've spent a lot of time on it. I've had to merge and combine Wyvern Vikers video with my video, with Calm Bikers video, and also the video from the side of the road as well. And syncing that lot up was a nightmare. But it's nearly at the point that I can actually render it. So at the weekend, you should be able to do that. So there will be a new video out very soon. But yes, work's busy for me at the moment in terms of news, so that's why not too much happening. But this weekend there should be some stuff being produced, and therefore you can sit and watch that. So sorry about lack of everything, really. Okay, topics. Do I have a topic tonight? I think we've got enough at the moment, so I'll hold back on mine, and if we run out of material, then I can always bring one up. Brilliant. So there we go. Now, we've just had Richard up here, so I'm sure he'll want to say something very shortly when he appears back in shot. He's currently showing off his favourite Betamax collection now on his shelf, as you can see. He's got Gone with the Wind there and all sorts of things. Rain.
No, that's just his porn collection.
Well, you see Debbie Does Dallas on now, so it's an old one, but...
Champagne Showers 97, I see in the corner.
Yeah, so good on there. So yeah, okay. So let's move on and approach our very first subject by subject, and that is about speak up. So Andy, introduce your topic, and we can talk about it. But actually, just before I do that, let's not be rude and go to Q&A and quickly tackle that. Sorry, Andy, and then we'll come back to that. So let's go to Gazatron first of all. He says, "Good evening all. As time has progressed with your channel, has the direction in which your conduct your blogs altered?" Excellent. Did there, Gazatron? Very good.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, he's a great bloke. We'll have to get you in here, Gazatron. You're going to have to come on the panel. So thanks for that question. Yes, has our blogging style changed, basically? So, thank you very much for that question. That's excellent. Also, Blue Ninja Rider. Hi, buddy. He says, Avon Roadrunners, front and back. Meet me. Haha, that's what I did there. Yep. Not a bad time, not a bad time. In fact, I'm running Avons on my Hayabusa at the moment. Not the same. I'm running the 3D XM thingies, but let's see if you're doing all right. But we've got tyres coming up soon in one of our topics, so that's a great comment there. And finally, Doban Knight says, "Hi all, I finally remembered there is a Thursday again. Good to be back. Does anyone know why big single headers have small expansion chamber and what would be lost without one? Speed cameras, how would we ever live without them, Andy?" Oh, yeah, indeed. But yeah, okay, so does anyone know why big singles headers have a small expansion chamber? Do they all have a small expansion chamber?
Wasn't it to force the gases into a narrow thing to get a bigger explosion?
Oh, well, it'll always be narrower, yeah, so that you can press the mixture and something will explode, yeah.
I thought that'd be more reliant on a two-stroke more than a four-stroke, though, wouldn't it?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, basically, the more compression you get in an engine, sorry guys, I've gone off on a tangent, the more compression you get, the more torque you get. Okay, so if you squash something into a much smaller space and then explode it, you'll get more torque and power from that, and that's why they tend to be smaller. I think that's probably what they're asking. Quite technical.
And Andy, if you're looking to increase that, normally they if you're, say for instance, increasing the CC, that's done by more of extending the stroke rather than sort of extending the bores. To be honest with you, that's where the extra torque comes from. Well, I'm not so sure about the actual size of the expansion, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that what you're trying to achieve, if you want more power or more torque, then you need to make sure that your compression is greater.
Back compression, yeah.
And what I used to do on my old bikes back in the day, I used to skim the head, which meant that the head sat closer to the piston, giving you more compression, giving you more power. And that's kind of how it works, really.
Yeah.
That's why. There we go. A very good question. I like that. I like it when someone talks about bikes. Okay, it's good. Right. Okay, Gazatron's come back quickly. We'll take that one, and then we'll get on the topic of speed cameras. And Gazatron says, as bikers, you could only choose between the following places to live. Where would you go? Rural, proper rural, like the roads are nice and twisty, or in the city where it's easy to get about. Okay, let's quickly go across the panel on that one. We'll take that one now, and then we'll go to speed cameras. Quickly for me, obviously, twisty roads will be my choice. Not really at all. Let's go to Bobby. Where would you best like to ride, Bobby?
I'm happy as long as I'm riding, really. But I think if I could get on some really nice twisty roads with some beautiful views, then that'll make me the happiest.
Yeah, twisties gets it for Bobby. Pete?
Rural and twisty roads for me every time.
Mm-hmm.
If I can afford it.
Kev, do you like it twisty or do you like it in the city?
It's got to be twisty, hasn't it? It's got to be. I mean, my route to work, I've got just two routes. I can take the motorway, or I can take the A road. The A road is about an extra 20 minutes and another 10 miles or so. So in the summer, I tend to take that route. I'd rather leave earlier and go for the twisties.
Peggy, I think you're producing a bit of echo, so I'll just mute you. Just unmute yourself whenever you want to speak. Yeah, just get a bit of feedback from you, buddy. But yeah, so again, twisties then from Kev.
Defo.
Excellent. And Richard, calm biker, for you. Would you like to say hello to everyone, because I know you've only just sat down, and then discuss your twisty or built-up area type preferences?
Hello, everyone. Twisty. I would like to ask Gazatron if he was on the M62 tonight about 6:30.
Okay.
Because there was a ridiculously loud street triple went past us.
Right.
Just wondered if...
So there's a question for
If I'd
Gazatron.
spotted YouTube stars, I thought I might have claim to fame and all that.
Yeah, okay, good. So twisties from Calm, and also Gazatron, was you on the, what was it, the...
M62.
M62. Apparently you've got a loud street triple.
Speed, I think it was.
Oh, speed triple, sorry. Apologies. Okay, brilliant. Nice. Thank you, Calm Biker. Skeggy, twisties or urban?
Rural twisties for me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta be rural and twisties every time. Love it.
Yeah, I think I can see where this is going. Cheers, Skeggy. Dinky, twisties or rural?
Rural, definitely. I mean, for a start, you don't have the Muppets trying to kill you. You just have the low-flying milk tankers and cow shit. Rural every time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, twisties, when you're in the country, you have to look out for cow poo and other things, and people picking strawberries right in the middle of your racing line, you know, that sort of thing. But, yeah, twisted. Something, Andy?
Well, we're lucky here, really, me and Weggy, because we live in a town where in a couple of 3 minutes we're right in the rural areas anyway, so we get the best of both worlds. But if it came to it, definitely riding the countryside, but you do have to be a bit more careful out there, because like you say, you'll get people picking blackberries and stuff like that on the side of the road, or bloody tractors here, and cows, and you name it. But definitely twisties all the way.
It's where they film sheep in the city as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Actually, it's funny. I was talking to someone the other day that he's just becoming a motorcycle instructor. He's doing his training, and he was saying that when people are taking their tests, it's actually the young riders, the new riders, they're actually better in the country because they're not used to it, whereas the older riders, more mature riders, are actually better in the cities. there's more accidents for the more mature riders in the country than there is in the cities, and vice versa for the newer riders, apparently, statistically speaking.
Yeah. Interesting. And it could be that the new riders are on 125 in the country and therefore can't go fast around corners, and the old school boys get out on the roads and go far too fast. And then lose it on the corner because they get the target fixation and then they're off. So there is that. Yeah. But yeah, good point. All right. Okay. Let's go across to Leggy, Twisties, or built-up areas.
Hello, mate. I just saw now. Are you still getting feedback? Because I've had to put in a small pair of headphones, mate. You shouldn't be getting any feedback now. It's coming back through the speakers, wasn't it?
No,
a lot better, Weggy.
Feedback's gone, mate. It's perfect.
Good. Okie dokie. Right, yeah, as Andy was saying, obviously living in Suffolk, you know, you're on top of the A14 and you're also on top of within 3 or 4 minutes of being on the road, within the rear of the countryside. Personally, having the sort of bike that I've got, and Andy, not so much with Andy with the Harley, but with the bigger bikes, you much prefer the rural roads, but more of the rural roads rather than the rural sort of the real twisties, to be honest with you. What I was saying, that, you know, it's nice to see the countryside, much better and preferable than the motorways, isn't it? To be honest, in the dual carriageways.
What's the motorway?
No.
The trouble is, Weggy, where we live here, if we want to get to the Midlands or anywhere like that, or even down to London, we have to use, and we've got only one road out of here, which goes across the A14 until we get to Cambridge, and we've got the A1 or the other motorways from there, so we've got no choice.
Yeah.
At least to finish that bloody Thetford road off now. I tell you, that was a pain in the arse, that was.
Yeah.
Excellent. And oh,
hello, Vicky.
Hello.
Hello, Vicky.
Hello, girl.
Yeah, I think I was me, obviously Twisties. Mrs. B, Twisties or built-up areas?
Yeah, because I've got so much experience that I can really sensibly comment on this one.
You wrote a glossip.
Mountain tops.
Yeah, I love going up hills on a 125. Really steep ones like that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously Twisties, built-up areas suck.
There we go.
Unless you're filtering like a boss.
Only on the back of me, innit?
On the back of your bike.
Yeah. Let's get out of the car now. Just get piggyback. We just filter down through the traffic.
We've done that.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, great question there, Gazatron. Okay, so let's get on with that topic then before we go back to the Q&A. Thank you for those Q&As. We'll come back to them. But Suffolk Andy decided to stir up a hornet's nest.
I like your kitchen.
Yes. Not finished yet, but we're getting there.
It's looking good though.
Yeah. Still got to do all the toilet. Oh, sorry, we won't talk about domestic stuff. Look, man, the missus will talk forever, won't we, girl?
Aye.
Now, I'll tell you what, I'm loving the placement of your green iron. It just looks like a dunce cap.
Yeah, it's just on top of the head of that. On the cooker hood, look. The top there, look. I actually look like something like I got thrown at me friggin' head. Look like that bungle.
Yeah, let's not go there. There's Mike Tilden watching. Right. So, yes, you brought the subject of speed cameras, Andy. So, do you want to start? Kick the ball off.
Well, what it was, the other day I put a video up, and there's a speed camera that I came to. There's a notorious black spot just in front of it, and they put this speed camera up, and the guy comes hurtling past me in a car, and then I think he's not going to stop, he's going to get a ticket here, and the next thing he slams on his brakes, goes as slow as hell, and as soon as he's over the checkered bit, he's off again. But the point is the black spot is still another few hundred yards down the road, so he goes past that like a pow. So I thought, what is the point of that speed camera? That's the one where you turn off Weggy to go to. And I thought, what's the point in that camera? Because they slow down and speed off again and go through the danger area like hell,
Yeah.
I couldn't see the point in it. So the point is, I'm not against speed cameras when there are accident black spots. If there's been a lot of accidents in one spot and people have been killed and whatever, I am not against it. But when you say came down the A1 and you see these cameras in the middle of nowhere just sitting there, and you know they're just there to raise money and catch people out. And I really do hate those people in them vans who sit at the side of the road or just behind a tree with their silly little cameras sticking out the back and the front, you know. They really piss me off.
Tell you what though, Andy, in Bristol the other day, as you go down past the docks towards Gordano, there's a speed camera there, and all the cars just do what you said. They go like a bat. Well, it used to be a 50, now it's a 40. They go like a bat out of hell towards the speed camera, slow down for the speed camera, go and speed up again. The police are getting wise to this now. So what they do is they actually put a van just round the corner.
All right.
So when people think, oh, they know where the speed cameras are, so they've actually got so many people speeding before the speed camera. I mean, I think they actually had about 15 cars pulled over at one point.
Bloody good job.
You know, so they're getting wise to it now.
I just don't like revenue raisers, you know, and you see them everywhere. But luckily enough, in Suffolk, we haven't got that many. If we go down to Colchester, you can go into Colchester, and time you've got the other side, you can lose your licence. They're everywhere.
Oh, they're bastards, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, Essex is a horrendous county for bloody speed cameras.
That's only 50 miles up the road as well. I mean, literally, as Andy's saying, around Ipswich and sort of, you know, the Suffolk area, it's not too bad. You're going to get the random van. You know, we sort of tend to know what the fixed cameras are, so you know, use your common sense. But as soon as you start hitting this side of Essex, you're going to throw your licence away. There's no two ways about it. If you're going to be silly with speed anywhere in places like Colchester, you know, Mersey,
another one.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Clacton's probably even worse, mate. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, but saying that, my wife, I think as my wife was saying the other day, they're looking at closing a lot of the roads down from 30 in Ipswich down to 20 mile an hour.
Yeah, two of the big estates.
Yeah, which estate today then?
Whitton and Castle Hill have been taken down from 30, and what they said in the paper was the bloke who's doing it, who's in charge, said it's to encourage people to get on their bikes because they feel safer that there's cars not speeding around their estates. So they get on their push bikes and walk more.
I tell you what I do think though is that a lot of these speed cameras, you can understand why they're there at certain times of the day, but surely, I mean, like at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, if they could actually raise the speed limit, because you know there's nothing about, so therefore you can go at a higher speed safely, rather than having them all the same speed all the time.
That's like the other day in our local paper on the A12 going down from Ipswich to London. Then they're going to put average speed cameras on 2 sections, one at Calverton and one just outside Ipswich to stop accidents, I reckon, and keep traffic down to 70 miles an hour. It's about 8 mile stretches.
On the continent, especially France, when it's raining, they actually lower the speed limit.
They do.
So, you know, I mean, okay, I can understand that, because obviously in wet conditions, if you're doing the same speed in dry conditions and you've got to slam on, you're going to slide.
Yeah.
You know, why couldn't we have something like, okay, we don't like speed cameras if we get caught, but we can understand they're there for a reason. Right? If it is for safety, then yeah, fine. But if it's just for money, as Andy says, just for revenue, what's the bloody point?
Yeah. I fully agree with the speed cameras and the speed, especially around schools. I mean, you know, all their kids grow up in this area, and I fully agree with that. And any safety, you know, devices they can put around them areas, around the school areas, especially on little streets as we've got in Ipswich. If they want to slow that down 20 mile an hour, even 10 mile an hour at points in places, then you know that's all good. But getting away from that point of view in the actual town itself, wouldn't it be great if they raised the motorway speed limit up to 80 or even 90 mile an hour in certain stretches, so that you could at least make that time that you've lost in the towns?
Yeah, indeed. All right, so let's. Does anyone else on the panel want to comment? I'm sure someone probably might want to comment on speed cameras before I unload on the whole stuff.
They're just a shit making scheme.
Beast Rider, do you want to comment on speed cameras?
Speed cameras suck. They suck. They are absolutely awful. They are horrible. They don't do anything to help safety. So I agree with everything you guys were saying before. They just don't need to be there. If anything, I've seen speed cameras become a cause for accidents rather than anything to save people from accidents just from speeding. I mean, you find someone who's like, oh my god, there's a speed camera over here, I'm going way too fast, and they slam on their brakes, the jackass behind them that's not looking is going to slam right into the back of them, and I've seen it like 3 or 4 times already. If you really, really cared enough for people's safety, you'd have people out there saying, hey, slow down or I'm going to give you a ticket, rather than just like, click, you get a ticket in the mail. You'd have people out there showing that you gave a damn about their safety, rather, than just impersonalizing. So, speed cameras are just a load of bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
Bobby, do they have average speed cameras in America?
Oh, yeah.
Over a certain distance where you have to go at a certain speed or you get done at the end of it?
You're not so equally paced and, uniform. They are out there. We have the speed cameras, we have the red light cameras. You never know where they're going to be until somebody around you or you get caught by them, and then there you are. Now you know where they are.
Because the trouble is with them average speed cameras over a certain distance, all cars and bikes pick up a bit of speed, and all you're doing is looking at your speedo all the time to keep it at that speed, the average speed. And I'll tell you what, it takes your eyes off the road then, and that's when you get accidents, because people are looking at the speedometers more than they are the bloody road.
I think they actually have to be fair though, I think they're set slightly higher. They're not bang on. Say for example you've got a 50 average speed limit, they actually set to about 55 for the average speed, I think.
I wouldn't like to test the theory.
No.
On occasions, I've set my cruise control when it was in a company car. I set my cruise control to about 55 because I used to be back into Leeds all the time, which is straight up the M62 when they were doing a lot of roadworks a couple of years ago, and I did that a couple of times a week for a few months. Never got a ticket.
Well, I've got to be really careful because obviously if I'm going above the legal speed for the vehicle I'm driving, it registers on the tacho. And I'm like over speeds, and you've got I don't know, a digit is about like 3 or 4 seconds or something. But every time I get an overspeed, it's like a little letter gets put in my little box and saying, "Come on, speak to the boss. You've been speeding." So I've got to be really careful and shit like that.
Ridiculous. I think what annoys me more than anything is like you'll get some, 50 mile an hour speed camera, and you're like, right, okay. Why the fuck does everybody slow down to 45 or 40?
Yeah.
It's like, it's 50 mile an hour. Trust your speedo, it's there for a reason.
Yeah. Drive at the speed, not 30 mile an hour or something stupid.
Oh, it's so annoying when they slow down below the speed limit because they don't trust it's like, what speed limit are we in? I don't know. I'll slow right down just to be sure, sort of thing,
To be fair though, I have gone significantly under the average speed limit when I know I've gone careening into an average speed zone at 70 miles an hour and gone shit as I've gone past the first 2 cameras.
Go down 30 miles an hour to be safe at the end of it.
I tell you what, the worst one is when you.
That's the idea.
The worst camera for me is when you come from Manchester down towards the M5 and the airport motorway. Yeah, come down that road, and there's a speed camera there.
Yeah.
And like it's 50. I'm doing 50. I'm always getting flashed because of the size of my vehicle. I'm always getting flashed. I haven't been done yet, but it always flashes me every single time. Because
they say a lot of them actually haven't got the film in them at all. They're just a deterrent, but some of them have.
But see, a lot of the cameras though actually have different settings for different vehicles. If you're an HGV, a lorry, you can only do 40 mile an hour in a built-up area. All right. So if you've got a bigger vehicle, they will actually set off at 40 miles an hour rather than 50, which is the actual speed limit.
That's wicked.
Just been chiming in.
Okay.
Not doing it your way, doing it ordered left to right.
Oh, sorry, I'm OCD on left to right.
I know.
Anyone else got a comment on speed cameras? I'm sure Richard's got something to say.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. No, I'm not.
Oh, go on. You want to play devil's advocate?
I think that they have their place, speed cameras. But I think there's two things wrong with them. One is that they are cameras that pick up people speeding, and they don't pick people who are going at the right speed but weaving all over the road because they're pissed. And only policemen do that. The other thing is that I think it's a flawed concept that the government use, because they say they only put them where accidents are going up. But accidents going up to them is there were 2 accidents here this year and 1 last year. And just because there's been an accident, there could be an accident outside our house now, and that doesn't mean it's any less likely there's going to be one tomorrow, even though for the 12 years we've lived here, there's never been one. So they use flawed... Now, I don't know whether it's flawed logic because they just don't understand maths, or it's because they're desperate to put speed cameras up and get a bit of money. I suspect it's not, because I can't imagine in some of the places where they put them that they make any money. It's more likely, in my conspiracy theory that's on there, it's more likely that the people who manufacture speed cameras are saying, if we can get more of these out there, we will support your party in the next election.
You're probably right.
I'll tell you what I have been noticing, especially lately round where I live, in the city, there is lots of vehicles that don't have a rear number plate now. They don't have a rear number plate. They have it, but it's actually in the back window or somewhere. So as you can see it, but you can't be seen by a speed camera. Oh, they just take the rear number plate off. The front one's there. Oh, sorry, officer, it fell off. But we know exactly why they're doing it, because they're going through speed cameras.
Yeah, I don't know. I did see a program about that kind of thing, and they were saying that they can identify cars in different ways. But I suppose you might get away with it, but if you do get your car identified, you're going to be in a lot of trouble then, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
has there not been stories where they've gone around bikers and asked to look at your kit so they can match up with the camera? I've seen that as well.
I mean, the thing was is that, I mean, this is the thing with the tax disc. At one time, I mean, there was an individual who was quite a high-ranking member of the community, and he had a Mercedes, and he had both the number plates he took both the number plates off, and he got caught with his forward-facing cameras, and they actually managed to get his tax disc, obviously the registration on his tax disc, and got him that way. We've got no tax disc now. We don't have to display them anymore, do we?
No. No. I wonder how much money they're going to lose over that one. People not actually redoing it online.
Oh, don't talk to me about tax. I've just had my reminder. I guess this computer system's expensive because it's gone up 80 quid this year.
It's gone up.
My car's only 20 quid more than that. Yeah, 80 quid for tax.
Yeah, well, it always has been. What you got? 650, Andy. Richard, sorry.
600.
600, 80 quid for 600.
Yeah, or is that the other one? That might be the other one. But it's too much bloody money. My car's only a little bit more than that. My dad's car, he pays 10 quid.
I pay 30 quid for my car, 30 quid a year for my car.
10 quid.
My wife's Fiesta's 30 quid a year, and my said I was 47 or 48 for 6 months.
I think it goes on the emissions as well, doesn't it? It goes
not
on
on a
the
bike.
emissions.
No, it doesn't
On
actually.
a car it does.
Well, the bikes are like the old way, aren't they, with the size of the engine?
Why is it more expensive for direct debit than it is to pay for it outright? What's that all about?
Because direct debit, it has to go into the bank, but if you pay for it outright, it goes in the back pocket of the MP.
No, it doesn't.
No, there's the answer. Just offer the MP 20 quid. He'll go, yeah, I'll make it go away.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So is that 80 quid for the Yam? Is it, Rich?
No, actually, I've misread it. That's for the Kawasaki.
Because I did my Kawasaki 2 or 3 days ago, and that was like 55 quid, 58 quid, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I just went off there to look. So I got mine today. I think that's about 80 quid, isn't it, for my 1200?
Yeah,
I think
anything over 600 is 80 quid. I know the Triumph and the ZR is 80 quid a piece for me.
I think they should just say to you, look, you're the only person who rides it. You've got 2, but you can only use 1 at a time. I'm only polluting one at a time. I'm only damaging roads one at a time. I shouldn't have to pay one at a time.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but that means less revenue for the government, doesn't it? So we'll
Screw them. I don't like them anyway.
Yeah, it does. But hang on, well,
It should be the person that's taxed.
Yeah. Oh, I am. Don't worry.
Pedestrian tax, that's what we need. Get it on the person, pedestrian tax. You were walking along that path, then we need to tax this.
I'll tell you what, actually, there are some countries in Europe where they tax the person, and you have plates for you, and if you're swapping cars, you take the plates with you. I think that's a far better system.
Yeah.
But they was on about putting it on the fuel, wasn't they? They was on about putting it on the fuel so that our way all these tax dodges. And the argument is that if you're doing more miles, you're therefore polluting the roads more, therefore causing more wear and tear on the roads. So if you put it on the fuel, that way you pay for what you do. Yeah. But obviously, then you've got the RHA and the companies that need the transport for their businesses and stuff, and it puts the prices of goods up.
Yeah, they don't pay that tax anyway. So.
I mean, but the thing is that okay, the fuel's gone down a lot lately, but we was paying silly money for our fuel at one point, so it's all in tax anyhow. So.
It's a weird thing that I've heard that a few times now, that we were paying so much money before, we're still paying quite a lot now. Yeah. We are still the highest taxed fuel in the world, I believe now. Definitely in Europe. I think it might be in the world.
Yeah, the price of fuel has gone down. The amount of tax we're paying on it hasn't changed.
No,
it's money value because it's a set amount. It's not based on the cost of fuel.
On the duty, yeah.
It's duty. It hasn't changed.
The only bit that's changed is the VAT, isn't it? And they even charge VAT on the bloody tax.
Yeah.
What value are you adding?
On it.
VAT, value-added tax. What value are you adding, government?
The only reason why fuel's gone down is because OPEC now can't demand the prices that they were. I mean, obviously the cost per barrel's gone down, but one time OPEC was actually producing less to keep the prices high, but now everybody is just like selling it just because if they don't sell it for that, somebody else will. I mean, what was it in the US? It was $2 a gallon, wasn't it, Bobby?
At risk of going political, isn't the reason that the price has gone down is that America wants to punish Russia for Ukraine?
You're absolutely right, Richard. But that doesn't change the fact that even though the price of fuel has gone down, the amount of tax you pay hasn't changed.
Oh, no. And come the budget, they'll whack it up anyway, so they always put tax on fuel, always.
Yeah, but the duty hasn't changed, so even though if it got down to 59 pence a litre, 58 pence would be tax. That's the thing that's just crazy in this place. It's just like it's a set amount. It doesn't change.
I'd be happy with that though if it was 1p a litre and 58p. That's a lot better than it is now.
I would be happy with that.
If they could get it down to 1p per litre plus tax, I'd let them put the tax up to 64p.
I'll tell you what, I've just got to say one little thing about tax before we get off this. I was reading an article today actually on the internet about our e-juicers. In 2016, they're thinking about putting a 200% tax on it.
Yeah.
On which?
200% tax on e-juice.
You know why, don't you? Because the government says that they want to try and stop people smoking, right, which is for our health. Okay, so therefore, obviously, if everybody stops smoking, they're not getting the tax from the cigarettes, so therefore they've got to get their money from somewhere. Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, what's e-juice?
Electronic cigarettes.
Oh, right, okay.
E-juice. So I'll put 200% on next year.
Right, well, okay, but there's plenty of ways that you can make your own, so that's fine.
Yeah, I went with that one. So that's a standard size, which are about kind of £3 or £4, and that's my new size. And that worked out about £30, I think. The only problem with it is the bottle seems to leak. I just realised it's leaking again. I need to get another bottle.
Well, you could always decant it into something else, Richard.
Yeah, the worrying part is that's the bottle it came in. I think adding the flavour has actually made it melt the bottle a bit.
Maybe it's not the fluid you should be smoking, Rick.
You're not doing a lot for all vaping, is it?
I didn't show you the size of my bottle.
I'm going to go and clean that. Back in a minute.
Okay, I'm just going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up the speeding thing. I've not commented on it yet, but I do have some thoughts on it. And speed cams for me are what's the best way of putting it?
They're a necessary.
In accident black spots, that's what I would say.
I find it outrageous that, you know, but my biggest thing with it all is that this thing, and I'm sure most people have heard the phrase where someone says speed kills. Okay? No, it doesn't. That's bullshit. Absolute fucking rubbish. Absolutely ridiculous. Speed doesn't kill. Some guy jumped out of a balloon so many thousands of feet above the earth, broke the sound barrier, and he was just in a flipping spacesuit. Okay, so he was going like sound barrier.
Well, you do each terminal velocity, whatever.
So he's probably doing about like 1,000 miles an hour and stuff. He's fine. So speed does not kill. What kills is an idiot that doesn't understand the environment around them and the conditions that they're in, and therefore basically ends up killing themselves. So
speed doesn't kill. Stopping quickly kills.
Exactly.
That kills. Yeah.
It's not how fast you go. It's when you stop suddenly. That's what hurts. That's what hurts.
It's when you hit something.
It's like when you're falling off out of an airplane with a parachute or falling off a rock climb or something. It's not the fall that hurts. It's a sudden stop at the bottom.
Exactly. But in terms of speeding, in the UK we've got a speed limit of 70 miles an hour on the motorway. Now, I watched Top Gear the other day, which is quite interesting, and they got some cars to stop as quickly as they could from 60 miles an hour. And according to the what's the highway code? Yeah, it takes X amount of time to stop from that speed. Obviously, that was from like the old days when cars had drum brakes.
It was in the 70s that the speeds were assessed on those type of cars.
But now we can. If you look at the highway code and then get a standard average new car and slam on the brakes, you will stop in about 1/5 of the distance stated in the highway code.
Well, if you're driving one of the supercars like they were on Top Gear, but I think you can even halve it for standard.
With that though, I mean, you know, the old days. I mean, when I learned to drive, it was like there's no such thing as ABS. You know, you learn how to pump the brake pedal or stop from sliding and stuff. Now, most cars, and a lot of bikes now have got ABS on them anyway.
Yeah, well, just don't even talk about ABS to me because I'll just.
But I mean,
but anyway, speed limits, speeding. So 70 mile an hour speed limit on the UK on main motorways and some urban roads and some all sort of rural roads as well.
But, 70? Did you say 70?
Yeah.
Shit.
On the motorway. But if we just change a couple of parameters in terms of the conditions, okay, so you're on the motorway, it's frozen, there's frozen water on the motorway. According to the highway code and the laws and the speed cameras, you can still do 70 miles an hour. Of course, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Not according to the highway.
And dangerous and everything. Oh, speed cameras. What about speed cameras?
You said the highway code. I'm just pointing out that the highway code doesn't say that it's okay to drive at 70 miles an hour on ice.
No, but speed cameras are all about just the speed and everything else. And it's not about that. It's the conditions that kill. Not speed. Conditions kill.
What is it? 2-second rule for dry, 4-second rule for wet, and 10 seconds for ice and snow.
Well, yeah, there's that stuff as well, but again, it's common sense, and
the only thing is, Andy, and this is obviously we're all bikers here. Well, obviously, bikers, because we are generally travelling faster in some cases, we're also more at risk, right? We're more aware, so we're reading the road further ahead than the average cager. So therefore, we are more aware.
If we're more aware, then we're not at risk at all, are we?
We're always at risk from other people.
We're at risk, but at much less risk than anyone else because we're the most aware. The person that is the most aware is at the least risk.
No, well, they're the ones that are playing with their mobile phones and with their stereos and their sat-navs and all the rest of it.
And they're not aware, but they can play Flappy Birds on their phone and do 70 miles an hour past the speed camera, and it's all fine and dandy.
I mean, I actually had a guy in London the other day cut me up in his Astra van because I hit the horn. He turned around and shut the window. Excuse me, I'm trying to make a phone call. When I pointed to the CCTV cameras at the front of the vehicle, he went, oh. I'm gonna have you. I'm complaining to your boss. Be my guest, mate. But he actually said, "Excuse me, I'm trying to make a phone call. Do you mind not beeping your horn? I'm trying to make a phone call." Like, what the?
Yeah, I mean, if they could find a way of creating cameras that capture dangerous drivers instead of speeding, the roads would be a lot safer. Because I think Richard picked up on it, and someone else as well mentioned about they don't pick up on weaving across the road drunk and all that sort of stuff. You can drive on the roads with a speed camera as drunk as you like, weaving across the road, maybe driving on the wrong side of the road. But the speed camera won't go off, of course, because it's just about the speed. It doesn't. So
But no
they wind me up.
No one's saying they're a panacea. No one's saying they're a cure for everything. But at least do slow people down for a short section of road, which is potentially more dangerous than other sections of road.
Yeah, it does that, and therefore the person who thinks, yeah, it's a 70-mile-an-hour road, I'm doing 70 miles an hour, all's good, the car in front of me is doing 70 miles an hour, but the person who's in front is on Facebook or something, looks up and sees a speed camera, slams on the brakes for no reason whatsoever because they're within the legal speed limit, causing you to crash.
Yep.
And that's what I have a problem with. And
But the speed camera's not going to fix that.
No, if the speed camera wasn't there, then the person on Facebook in their car in front wouldn't have slammed on the brakes.
But
and
you
there would have been an accident.
Well, more than likely they would, because at some point they're still going to be looking at Facebook and something's going to happen in front of it.
You don't just get that with speed cameras.
By a speed camera.
You get that with police. If you're going along the motor, I mean, you must have seen it. You go along the motorway. There's a police car there. How many people slam their ankles on and slow down?
Yeah.
Right. The police car actually drives under the speed limit.
Yeah, they have to.
They drive at 60.
Yeah. I mean, like, amount of times I've had people going, I've gone past a cop car, and they're all looking at me like, oh, you're speeding. Well, yeah, but I'm not speeding. I'm going to do 62 by law.
Yeah, I've gone past police cars doing 80 miles an hour on the motorway, me personally.
As long as you're driving sensibly, 9 times out of 10, and you're in the right area, I'm not saying like you're trying to do a 80 down through past a school or past a hospital or when in like narrow country, the states, on a motorway, and it's not congested, they're normally fine. 80 mile an hour, actually quite happy if you go that sort of speed. You're not causing congestion. Unless you get some twat from the Met that's a young kid, but.
But overall, I know that police officers, and there are some good traffic cops and there's some bad ones, like everything. But I know some of them are frustrated by the fact they're looking there and thinking, for God's sake, overtake, we're doing 60, So it's all about common sense, and that's what it should all be about. But unfortunately, speed cameras don't do common sense. They just register you money and give you a ticket.
Shall we tackle
I've changed my mind. I think speed cameras are awesome. I've just found one on the web. It records at a height of 1920 at 1,470 frames a second. It looks quite big, but I reckon I can get that on my helmet. And I will be the highest speed, highest quality vlogger on in terms of picture quality, on the internet.
Excellent.
Yeah, but was it a lot of people these days are actually putting these fake speed cameras outside their houses, aren't they?
No, just on my helmet. Yellow. Just on my helmet. I mean, it's full size. I would look like a Gatso.
Like Jim Petty.
I could paint it out, couldn't I?
Talk about Teletubby.
Think of all the clips I'd get, because people would be staring at me so much. They'd be crashing everywhere. And I'd be getting them in Ultra HD, higher than 4K, at 1,400 frames a second.
Wow.
The new GoPro.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't be speeding myself, because with all that weight on me, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, but the battery wouldn't last long on a GoPro, would it? Let's face it. Right, so let's not talk about cameras, for God's sake, in terms of those. So I think we've done speed cameras now, and pretty much everyone's had their opinion on that. So Mrs. B says she wants to do the questions. So go on then, awesome. Do you want to do the whole thing, or shall I just select the ones in order?
Yeah, just do them in order that they're on our screen.
Right, go on then.
Tosh23. Good evening, Tosh.
Hi, Tosh.
Tosh.
Hi, darling.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
He's been watching
Car Crash. He's here.
I know, I saw him come in. He's been watching Car Crash Britain, and he's been waiting for a long time for it to come on, so he'll be here soon. That's how long his comment's been on there.
Wow.
He's watched the whole programme.
Wow.
It's been on an hour.
Hang on a minute, so he wasn't this Tosh?
No.
Well, where's that eject button? Right, okay, thanks for that, Tosh. Now you're here.
Well, you see, I can't record telly like everybody else. I can't record it, so I have to watch it as it is.
I can't watch telly anyway because Emmerdale Farm's on and Coronation Street and fucking EastEnders. Sorry.
Okay, any more swearing like that, Richard, and I will have to remove you from the room.
Who's Richard?
We don't do soaps here.
Who's Richard?
Stinky is Richard.
But Richard's Richard and Stinky's Stinky.
Yeah.
Oh, don't cry and confuse me.
No,
That's easily done.
it's Rick, not Richard. I
Yeah.
got two wrong.
All right, Dad. Calm down. Question.
In Powys, where I'm from, there are no fixed safety cameras. Instead, they have a couple of vans. Nightmare. It's proper pain in the arse stopping, getting off and covering up the number plate before you continue. Thanks, Gazatron.
I agree. I hate stopping to cover up the number plate.
If you stop as you're approaching a speed camera in a van, what do you do then? Just get off and walk the bike up the road backwards? That'd work, wouldn't it?
Just take your speed camera off. Your number plate off.
Tosh with a nugget of gold there.
Can Tosh not answer his own questions, please?
Okay, right, next question then. Mrs. B.
Chicks14. I've noticed it says 10 watching. Is that the panel plus me? I look forward to sunny days. Us show Jix that. We saw you the other day.
We saw you outside the shops.
They were stalking you.
We did. We waved and everything.
Well, you might have done. You told me after I'd driven past.
Yeah, because I'm aware.
I was driving.
Oh,
right,
God.
anyway, next question, Mrs. B.
Nope. Was going to go out to get some tyres, but didn't have time. You might hear me this weekend, says Gazatron in some kind of context that I'm not aware of.
That was the M62 thing, yeah.
Absolutely. Kev's on the ball tonight. Wow, check you out. What's going on, Kev?
Up here's for thinking, down there's for dancing.
It's the beard
That's terrible.
that's more intelligent.
Okay, excellent.
Not just a pretty face, me, Andy. Oh, no.
I know. I bought you an ice cream, don't forget that.
You did, mate, you did.
Believe me, I won't let you forget that.
And you wasn't injured in any way, shape or form.
No, I know. I'm slowly but surely getting over my fear of ice creams.
I'll tell you what, if anyone watching this hasn't watched Infamous Biker's video on the ice cream industry, watch it, it's hilarious.
I need to do some more stories. I haven't done stories.
You do, mate, you do some more stories. Stop doing the apology videos, for crying out loud.
I like that awesome wheelie you did.
Oh yeah, the wheelie. I caught on camera.
Do you know what? When I did that felt like my number plate was scraping on the floor. Honestly, that's how high it felt. And then I saw your footage, and my wheel was about an inch off the floor.
I've done a bigger wheelie than that on the one.
Yes.
Is it technically a wheelie when it's just that the flat bit at the bottom of the tyre is slightly less flat?
Richard, if there's light between the wheel and the tarmac, it's a wheelie.
What's that?
Just about.
Oh, okay.
Tosh, you can read this one for me, please, babe.
Where?
Oh.
Q&A.
Oh, hang on then. Oh, got it. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Hang on. That one.
That Take Heart gallery music.
Oh, seen one of them new cameras that are supposed to be.
Oh,
another one.
Oh, Suffolk Andy is my hero.
There we go.
Oh, well done, Tosh. Thank you.
That's frightening.
And
And
all I can say to that is get a bloody room, you two. Right, Mrs. B, next question.
And finally, from Gazatron, seen one of those new cameras that are supposed to be inconspicuous on the M25. They look like an old CCTV camera on the side of the motorway.
you're going to put them in the actual side of the crash barriers.
Really?
Yeah, so you won't. They're not supposed to be actually seen that well, and as you go down, they just nab you on the camera.
They won't last long because artists don't go through them.
Isn't that breach of European law, though? That's why they had to paint them all yellow. Because by making them invisible to drivers.
It's like
It's
entrapment.
unfair.
They're supposed to tell you, I think, where they are, because if you even the gantries over the M25 that will tell you there's cameras in them, you know, as you go under them. But that is the way we're going, isn't it, at the moment, where they don't give a fucking shit about us. They just want to get the money off you.
I don't know whether the European law comes into account anymore, because in Germany, in some places, they hide them in wheelie bins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
I've read that. Yeah, I've read that.
Cut holes inside of wheelie bins, put it all in a wheelie bin, side it round with every other wheelie bin. You go by, flash. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Let's say, where the
what
fuck
they're doing over here.
I tell you what, you'll never get a bloody binman getting done for speed, and it takes a flipping long to bloody get the bins out in the first place.
Oh, there's
You
a
don't
speed
have-
camera. They never collect the bins on a Wednesday.
You know, if you don't bloody put them on the side of the road with the handles facing a certain way and having the right things in the right order in the right level, they won't fucking take it.
Bobby, if you meet everybody, you actually be able to get a word out.
Hey?
And I don't like to be pushy, but one of the things they do here in New York, especially on Long Island, is they're actually parking dummy cars in certain areas and hiding cameras inside the cars.
I've heard of that. Somewhere else is doing that as well.
Like bait cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cars are parked on the side of the road, and there's cameras pointing from the windows of the cars, and they catch you just driving by, especially in residential areas.
If I'm right, they can't class it as entrapment because it's published on the internet.
Yep.
Well, it's only entrapment if they actually try to get you to do the crime, isn't it? Not if you do it of your own free will and get caught. You've actually got to be enticed to do the thing.
You are being enticed.
What about putting the nice flatbed road? Because we ain't got that anymore.
You've got to say police car. Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, hang on. Oh, look, there's a wheelie bin. Let's go for it.
That was like a movie.
Check this wheelie out, wheelie bin. Right. Okay. See what I did there. Okay. Thanks for those questions, guys. Now we do have some more topics, which is amazing. Now we're going to move on from speed cameras, and we're going to go to. Let's go to. Where should we go? Mr. B, you choose. We've got tyre reviews, how do you choose, and so on, forth, and go on. Mixing tyres, textiles and leathers, what's best? And long distance riding and bodily functions, when do you go for a loo or a poo?
I think because we've talked quite a bit about gear that you wear over the last 12 months or so. Not that it's not an interesting subject, but
it's your choice.
I think I'd quite like to go to long distance riding and bodily functions. Has anyone ever weed in their gear just to keep the legs warm?
Right, so we'll go to Beast Rider first because it's his question. And Beast Rider, the floor is open and you have the floor, sir.
Well, I wondered, what people do as far as their long distance riding, because I know that when I've done long distance rides, I never really cared too much about planning bathroom breaks. I mean, I'll plan for getting gas, or if I feel like I'm going to need to take a break to suspend my legs, maybe I'll plan for that. But sometimes you get out there, you get on the road, and you just kind of go. So, do people actually plan to do that? I've been thinking about it, and I know it sounds like a ridiculous topic, but I'm actually really serious. I want to know if people actually do that. If people plan to drop a deuce at 200 miles or so.
The only trouble is, though, Rob, is that Robbie, when you did your Connecticut ride, your hands was bloody cold. You couldn't undo your zips.
Yeah, well, that's pretty close to accurate, actually.
It's even worse for a woman. I mean, she's got to take everything down to sit down and do it. I mean, at least I suppose you can sort of undo part of it and sort of stand.
Oh. Yeah, I went straight to the bathroom, ran my hands under warm water immediately so I can get some cooling back in there.
No, before he actually undid his pants and trousers, not afterwards.
I thought we's quite warm, isn't it?
Golden nugget there from Tosh. We's quite warm, isn't it, really?
Especially when your hands are freezing.
Oh. I tell you what, I remember a friend of mine was stuck on the motorway in an accident one time, and luckily she had a baby. She was actually stuck in a traffic jam in the car. Luckily she had a baby on board, so she had to go to the loo really badly. So she actually used one of the baby's nappies to go in the car.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
we're quite lucky because Mr. B has to stop for fuel regularly. So it's never an issue.
Sorry, that's not quite related.
Well, when I did that tour, I don't think I went to the toilet during the day. I think I went before I set off and didn't go again until I got back to the hotel that night.
I don't need a lot.
I think there was only one day, and that was the last day when I pissed during the day. Other than that, I didn't drink too much during the day in order to need to go to the toilet. I just sort of got the miles in and then went when I got to the hotel at night time.
Right.
You should always hydrate when you're on tour.
Okay, so Keith.
I've got a very strong sphincter anyway, so I can keep holding it.
I bet you have, mate. Plenty of
He just hang out the side of his shorts anyway.
What
I don't go very often anyway.
Keith, what I want to know is, does your colostomy bag take the piss?
Does my what?
Does your colostomy bag take the piss?
Yes. That's what. That wasn't a tank bag on my bike. That was my colostomy bag. It was a big.
How many gallons to the mile do you get out of yours?
It was about 17 gallon in that.
Oh.
Right, okay. Kev, let's go to Kev.
Sorry, Vicky, can you not do that?
I don't really know, to be honest. I just go for the piss when I need to go for the piss. To be honest, you know, we're quite lucky that we've got wee willy winkies, haven't we? So we can just stop at the side of the road and go for the piss wherever we want. If you need the shit, well, that's another matter, isn't it? You just got to clench for dear life.
Just bake it in the oven is the best thing.
I don't get that.
There is a specific art of actually going for a dump when you've got leathers on or trousers on. You dump, so put them all the way down. Oh, well, we won't go into that. There is an art so that we don't get it caught sort of as you're going into your trousers.
Push it all in.
Yeah, just push your stool back in.
I'm really starting to regret how we've been approaching this subject, but
We're not going all the way across yet.
no, I know. I'm going to go to Richard now. Richard, how do you plan your toilet breaks?
Rich.
You've got one coming.
I don't plan my toilet breaks. Sorry, I think everything that needs to be said has been said.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing a joke about over-sharpened pencils, but no, it's just gone too far now.
Yeah. Okay.
Move on.
Yeah. I'll let you on the okay.
Textiles, definitely textiles.
That's next. That's next. Touching cough and all that, yeah. Okay.
Personally, I just don't need to go to the toilet.
Whatever.
I'll go before I set off. Unless I've got the wife with me, then basically I don't need to stop. Let's face it, you get from one side of the country to the other side of the country in 4 hours or whatever, so You just don't need to need a wee in that time if you're a fella. There's something wrong, isn't there? Go and see somebody. But
I reckon most of this panel must have to get up in the middle of the night as well, Skeggy, eh?
God, it's old age, mate. Someone must do. I bet they're up and down. Oh.
I get, it's the same.
You should know, Keith. That's your prostate, mate.
No, I haven't got that problem yet.
Actually, talking of that, Andy, I mean, I can go for 4.5 hours, or generally have to go for 4.5 hours before I can even hope to go to the toilet.
Yeah, but you have toilets on the bus, don't you?
Yeah, but
unfortunately, they don't have. I mean, we have cruise control, but they've not got autopilot. I mean, you
know yourself to stop.
I mean, they're scared enough as I drive them anyway. Hang on, mate, I'm just going to go for a pee, and the bus is going down the M1 or the M6 or wherever, the M62.
Just keep it in a straight line, love. I'm just going to pop for a shit.
Yeah. But I mean, no, seriously, I mean, okay, I don't know about women, but I know that, I mean, if you hold it too long, it can cause prostate problems.
We're still talking about the same thing.
We're doing this.
Not the bus, I'm talking about not going for a pee.
Oh, holding the steering wheel too long.
If you're a bus driver, by law, you're allowed to pee on the left-hand side rear wheel.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Well, we do.
Yeah, but you're not allowed, because you can. Okay, you're allowed to go for a pee by the rear wheel. However, you can get done for indecent exposure or peeing in the street, because in London, etc., if you urinate in the street, it's a £500 fine, isn't it?
Yeah, for normal people.
I don't know. I've never peed in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these cities, if you urinate in the street, it's a £500 fine and you can get arrested, yeah?
It's not a £500 fine for weeing in the streets, it's an £80 fine.
Well, in London, it's a £500 fine according to the signs.
You don't be getting caught.
Right, so therefore, if you urinate on the side of the wheel, right, technically you are then urinating in the street as well, because it's going on the street, so they can get you for that.
Or if you put towels down.
It runs down your leg, does it still count as urinating in the street?
Well, I don't know, it's warm in the winter though, isn't it? At least you get warm feet.
I'll tell you what, if a copper comes up to me and says, that's a £500 fine for peeing in the street, I'll tell you what, fucking wait on, I'm going to have a fucking shit now and get my money's worth.
What I want to know, though, is that the Alaskans, when they go in Alaska, I mean, where is that where the phrase for piece of piss comes from?
What? Cold in the snow.
Well, I mean, when it's minus 50 below, obviously it'll freeze. Is that where you have a piece of piss comes from?
Oh.
Okay. Well, let's go to Suffolk, Andy. How do you plan your long trips and stuff?
Well, as you know, I go to France quite a lot and tour around France. But I always just plan my route really. And if I've got Mrs. B on the back, she usually taps me on the shoulders. Women do. But the one thing I always find, and I don't know about you lads, but when you've been riding for hours and hours and you get off to have a piss, you can't find the fucking thing anyway. It's like the fucking size of a fucking baby. What's it called?
The public toilet, you mean?
No, where the hell is it? It's like a fucking screwed up little fucking maggot.
Man's like that all the time.
Size is baby size.
Think of that bloody stomach of yours, Andy.
I reckon that's what
Andy, you've been riding too much in the cold, mate. It shrinks in the cold. Remember that.
But no, mine's like that anyway, Andy. When it's cold, I'm like Action Man.
At least you're Action Man. I'm fucking Barbie.
Well, we've heard that.
See, this is a problem with information.
Say again, Vicky.
I just wanted to tell Sean Yates that yes, it's weird.
What are you doing?
What's weird?
While he's watching.
Oh no! If it's got anything to do with Willies, I don't want to know.
Just gonna get weird at Tosh's next.
No, I've got to go to see what I did there. It's a link to Tosh. Tosh.
I always ensure that I empty my bowels and my whatever they call it, piss bag.
Bladder.
Bladder.
Bladder, that's one. Before every ride, therefore I don't look like a right wuss and hold everybody else up.
Well, I tried that as well, but the Mrs. Norton, no, I'm not even going there. This is getting below the pale.
I
was
know,
a
we're
very
almost,
sensible.
almost through the panel. I think we need to speak this one along. God knows what we approach this subject. Weggy, what do you do? How do you... Whatever.
Well, normally you sort of have a slash before you leave. Make sure you're sort of fairly empty before you make your start your trip. If you decide you do need a slash before you hit the services, then obviously find a safe place to pull over, find a decent tree, have a piss, and get back on your bike and travel on. That's always handy if you can find the services, because you can have a slash and get a decent cup of coffee and then plan your next slash about 2.5 hours later. So.
Tell you what, they don't like it when you're on the move and you have one, do they?
At the end of the day, if you've got to do it, you're going to do it. I mean,
It's a bit windy when you're on your bike, though, when you do it.
Oh man, I agree with I agree with
all
that.
over the place.
Talk about splashback.
Fucking cold weather, mate. Fucking cold weather. You got to hide behind a tree to hide your embarrassment, man. It's so fucking small. They were just laughing their friggin' heads off.
That's where the saying comes from. Fill your boots.
I say, quarter of an inch more, Weggy, and you'll be in the Wrens, mate.
You know that, mate. You know that.
So is that why you wear bicycle clips? Is it?
Yeah, my granddad always said there was no such thing as too small. If it wants it, it can come get it.
The old ones are best, mate. The old ones are best.
Have we got a diddling on here?
Yeah, but all you really...
Bobby's normally on the ball with that sort of thing, but...
I just don't add one thing. My wife's talking about this when she. What's the name of that utensil you were talking about when a lady needs a piss?
A sheepy.
Sheepy.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. It's like a big bloody thing, isn't it?
Cat and nine-tail. Sorry, that's just me.
That's only because you want to.
Brave. That's all.
That's only once you want to piss 2 feet up the wall, just the same as me. See?
I wanted one just so I could wait standing up.
That's what she said. She'd rather than sit down in the leaves.
Is there the male alternative?
Yeah, they used to use them a lot for the festivals.
Yeah, it's called a Lucozade bottle.
Yeah, mate, have me beer.
Yeah. Yeah. You know when you go down the motorway, you see those bottles of pop, and it's like, yeah, that's not pop, is it?
That's when you put it down with all your empty cans and your full cans, and you don't know which one you put down. You've got to taste them all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we do.
I think.
You've got to do it, innit? You're going to waste your beer, are you? So you might as well taste it.
Yeah, we don't post this one up online afterwards.
I'm actually saying that. I think Kev's had experience of that when he went to. Did you ever go to one of the functions at Blandford, Kev, or was you too young?
One of the functions? No, I was always in trouble for something, so I was never allowed to go to any of them.
All right, because I know in the functions in Blandford, like you go in and there's like a 7-hour meal or something, and like any
7-hour meal.
Yeah, you're going for this. Apparently, I've never been to one. I've been told about them. You go into one of these functions, you're not allowed to leave the room until the function's finished.
I don't know, I've never heard of that.
So there's warm glasses on the table.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh, man.
I don't know, because if it was a function, if it's a function, it's going to be in one of the messes, like the sergeant's mess or the officer's mess. They wouldn't have something like that. The mess is usually pretty posh. They wouldn't have anything like that, I imagine. I don't know, but I can't see it happening.
How does the Queen do it?
She doesn't.
No, think about it. I
when
mean,
she was at the coronation, the Queen was actually catheterised so that she didn't have to go to the toilet all day.
Really?
She has people go for her.
can you imagine the doctor had to put that in? Whoa!
But at least you have to have something stuck down as Yap's eye like a fella.
Not any easier for a woman, trust me.
Now you're taking the piss.
Yeah, may I take the piss, madam?
Can I hear pornography behind somebody's camera?
Do you know what? She's got the same question, Tosh. Who's watching porn?
I'm not saying.
Gosh, you watch me at Two Girls, One Cup.
It's not me. Hang on, I'll mute me. It's not me.
My hands are here.
Oh, no, Mrs. What's on the telly? What the fuck is that? Oh, sorry, what is that on the TV? Oh, it's Keith Lemon, twat. All right. Mrs.
Told you it wasn't me.
No, you're talking to me now.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
You can't win, mate. You got women
I'll
in
give
the
you
room.
time. I'm watching Keith Lemon. I'm sort of what is it? When Harry met Sally, the one of the orgasm and the.
You need
You know
to
what?
take control, mate. You need to say to your wife,
Well,
Yeah,
they
like,
said,
just like
"Shut
you.
the fuck up."
Just like you, Tosh. I'll take a page out of your book, Tosh.
Yeah, I say it to my wife all the time.
Say to your wife, darling, I'm going in the other room so that you can enjoy your television program in peace.
Exactly.
I just say yes, dear. Now I did not speak. It's easier.
I was going to say, either that or just wander up to her and smash her back nose in.
Hey.
Love you. Moving on.
Yes. Mr. B did ask me to move the subject on. He said, can we talk about textiles and leathers next? I assume that's in the context of what you wear on a bike, not just general.
It's much better for holding the PE.
What is this? Richard's thumbnail.
I'm thinking of trying to generate something similar for a motorbike, and I think I'll make my millions from it.
I think you will, mate. Dragon's Den's calling.
That is actually, we were looking at this the other day when a guy at work said, I've had a great idea, I'm calling it the car mode, and it's a car-less vehicle. And I said, I cannot believe that the Japanese haven't already done that, and we found this within about 2 minutes. The only bit that nobody could work out was where it went, and it appears to just drop it out under the car.
Oh.
I said to him, can you imagine being on a bike behind that on a motorway? Because it's not going to fall nicely into a little puddle, is it?
Oh.
You're going to be going along thinking, I really hope he just washed his windscreen.
Actually, there was on a lot of the more modern coaches, they actually have the toilet drop handles outside the vehicle. Because there was cases of passengers who actually dropped the toilet thinking it was a flush, and it's gone all over cars. That is why on modern coaches now, you actually have as a side flap, you actually got to lift, go outside the vehicle, lift the flap, and then pull the lever. Whereas it used to, on the older ones, you'd actually drop the toilet from inside the vehicle. And they've done that because like passengers are actually pulling the lever and dropping the toilet on the motorway.
Right, okay.
Does piss taste salty?
I don't know. I've never drunk it.
No.
I've had enough rats pissing me time, but that's a different.
No, it doesn't.
Piss doesn't taste. So what does taste salty then?
Spunk.
Brian.
Right, okay, so anyway, I've got some more. We've got to say hello to Big Kev. He says.
Hi, Kev.
Good night,
Hello, Big Kev. I don't really want to split this one, but I'm going to. It's Who Am I UK #1? He says, Lou or Pooh, go on.
I mean, Dave, how you doing, fella? I haven't heard about from you.
It doesn't sound good, does it?
No, I mean, how is he after he's full?
That is so dry. Is that wet or dry?
Bit of wet and dry.
No, you're doing well, Dave.
He also says, unlike Keith, LOL, can go all day and not go to the loo.
To be fair, though, with Keith, it's not that he doesn't go, it's that he just doesn't notice.
Old age, buddy.
You know what they say, harsh but true.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best time to when he's vulnerable. He's probably eating his Rice Krispies right now.
I must admit, now that the weather's cold, every time I go into the kitchen, I need a wee. That sounds weird, but the kitchen's bloody freezing, and it's a well-known fact that when you're cold, your body says get rid of the wee because it's heating it up, so it makes your body warmer.
But every time you go to the kitchen, you get a can of beer or a bottle of lager or something, so that's why.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Well, I do. Every time I go to the kitchen, I get a can of beer or something.
No, sir. I'm on Coca-Colas tonight. I'm at work.
Tosh.
Eh?
I'm on Coca-Cola as well, mate.
Yeah, I'm on Bombardier, mate. That's a fucking good bit of beer.
Oh, good point, mate. Good point.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
Water today.
Water.
Yep. Just water today.
That's goblin.
Come on, Kev, what are you drinking?
Nothing. My glass is empty.
Oh.
Actually, I'll be back in a bit. The dog wants to go for a pee. He wants out.
Oh,
The dog, not me. The dog.
Is he wearing leathers?
No, yeah.
Hey. Basically, Rick likes to watch his dog pee. That's nice. You heard it first.
Sorry, I was watching Kev dogging earlier.
Oh, no. Right, anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. And let's talk about textiles and leathers. Now, this subject, for the most infamous person in the panel. And that infamous person is...
I love that link. That was such a good link.
Take it away, Kev.
What? Sorry.
Your Hang on. Sorry, what?
Well, I don't know what are we talking about. I don't know. Stop listening.
Can anyone hear Kev at the moment?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, everyone can hear me.
I think it was
Kev, your subject you brought up was textiles or leathers.
Oh, textiles or leathers. Yeah, which do you prefer? Yeah, it's better. To be fair, it's a better subject than, you know, you go for a shit when you're riding, isn't it? Let's be honest.
hey.
I like to be in textiles, and I like the wife to be in leather.
Nice.
But personally, I prefer. I've got textiles on. I've never wore full leathers, but I prefer my leather jacket in the winter, and I wear my textiles in. Sorry, other way around. Leather jacket in the summer, and my textiles in the winter. The more versatile, low textiles, aren't they? If you had to have one, it would be textiles for me.
They're more comfy.
Why are textiles more versatile?
Well, you have like waterproof lining and thermal lining and all that kind of stuff. I know you can have thermal lining and stuff in your leathers, but you know they don't. You know they're not very good in the wet and things like that. Or the leathers, you know, you'd have to treat them a lot more and more high maintenance. You don't have to do anything like that with textiles.
Leathers don't like the wet.
Can I just ask a quick question? Aren't cows waterproof?
Yeah.
Yeah, my leathers aren't though.
I've never done anything to my leathers ever.
But doesn't the rain have a bad effect on the leather? And you have to wax it and stuff.
No, you don't wax a cow.
I've never seen a cow waxed.
You shouldn't be riding wearing a live cow, though.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Anyway,
That's where I'm going wrong.
Something out of this because I'm wearing Kevlar jeans at the moment.
I'm wearing leather
wear
chaps.
So, you know, I mean, maybe we should extend it to leather, textile, or Kevlar.
No, actually, no. No, because the Kevlar is only in patches on your jeans. 90% of your jeans are jeans. The Kevlar is inside your jeans.
Exactly, and Kevlar. No one wears a Kevlar suit. So the first thing that hits the deck,
Batman.
It's going to be either leather or it's going to be textile.
Yeah, Batman wore one on his bike.
I was just about to say that.
What?
Batman.
Batman's suit was made out of Kevlar.
Well, if Batman wears a Kevlar suit and he comes off, then he's going to slide for a long time.
Does Superman wear a Krypton suit?
Oh.
Why would he
Whoa. Right, the subject, right, is not Superman, it's not E-Man, it's not anything but textiles and leathers, which is what was Kev's question.
Lederhosen. The leather.
Right, and it's not flip-flops and it's not Crocs, it's leathers and textiles. And basically, what do you wear and why? And I'm going to go back to Kev and I want to understand the textile leather thing. And I think you almost pertained to where you were going, Kev, but didn't quite finish it off in terms of
what the hell's that?
Well, I prefer to wear my leather in the winter, in the summer, and my textiles in the winter because I find that my textiles, because my textiles have got like waterproof lining and all that kind of stuff in them, and I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that leather doesn't like the rain, and I have had leather jackets in the past when I've worn them out in the rain and the leather just goes to shit. So that's why I don't wear my leather jacket in the rain. Plus it weighs about 3 fucking stone when it gets wet.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't wear my leather in the wet. It kind of goes like, I don't know, it like swells, doesn't it? It like swells.
Like a big bloody sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't wear it in the wet. That's why I prefer my my textiles in the winter.
Okay.
But in the summer, it's very rare. My textiles usually go away in the cupboard. I won't really wear my textiles.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And there was a quite tenuous link there when you were talking about wet. So I'm going to go to Richard next. Richard, in terms of attire and textiles or leather, what's your view on that?
I don't know. I don't really care.
Hang on, Richard's having a stroke. Let's just go now.
I've got a bit of both. I haven't got any leather trousers yet because I've got funny little legs. I've got a leather jacket. It's just cold.
That's the weather.
Cold. It's always wet, and it lasts forever.
What the wet around you?
Yeah. No, I don't. To be honest, you know, it's what's it there for? It's there to stop you getting scratched if you fall off at slow speed, because it don't really matter what you wear. If you hit a lamppost, am I bringing this down?
No, not at all.
Shall we talk about poo again?
I'm just going to find my violin. Hang on.
We'll talk about poo again if you want.
You can. Leather offers better protection in a slide, doesn't it?
I don't think that's true anymore.
Is it not?
I've seen some tests because you've got ballistic plastics and Kevlar and stuff in textiles now. So it's like anything, isn't it? If you buy expensive leather, it's going to be good. If you buy expensive textiles, they're going to be good. And if you buy cheaper leather, they're going to fall apart in a second.
Yeah.
You tend to slide in leather and textile grips and sort of rolls it.
There's even a bit. I was reading about that, and even a lot of that's gone away now. But there's an argument about whether it's better to slide or roll. And I know Andy thinks it's better to slide, but there is an argument that says that it's better to slide on a racetrack, but roll on a road, because you might break your arms if you flail about. But there's so many more things to hit, and when you're rolling, you stop quicker.
Every time I've come off, I've gone down the road on my belly.
That might be centre of gravity things, Keggy. But yeah, I to be honest, I don't know. When you see the tests of them, they all look quite impressive. But I'm aiming on not crashing. That's my. I don't know. Maybe riding around in a vest and shorts with sandals on makes you safer.
Yeah,
give it a try.
If I come off, I'm going to really hurt.
I'm going to suggest it to people without mirrors. What do you think, Kat?
Come off of a scooter at about 25 mile an hour, and he had flip-flops and shorts, and that's all. It wasn't a good night. Run over him with a disc sander.
I think the key thing is wear something, and wear something that's designed to be on a motorbike.
Make you look good. Oh.
And then, yeah, I mean, if you want to look sexy, obviously leather is the way to go. I can't think of a superhero in textiles, but you know, of course, Spider-Man. So given a choice between Spider-Man and Catwoman, I'd go Catwoman.
Yeah, I think I'd take Catwoman.
So anyway, I think I've added enough to this intellectual conversation now.
I'm glad we got to Spider-Man. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we haven't covered all of them, have we?
No. We've got Stretchy and all that.
Stormtrooper in here earlier.
Yeah, I'm down with the old superheroes.
There you are.
Yeah, super Stretchy.
Yep.
I'm looking at Scott's picture. I'm assuming he rides in fur.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's a point. I've not seen many fur suits, have you?
weirdly, no.
Yeah. I've seen thousands of them. They're on dogs and
That's
cats.
got to be the best of both worlds. It's like leather, the protection and abrasion resistance of leather, but the warmth of textiles.
That spiky biker.
Hang on, well, we should go off air right now and sort out some sort of copyright and everything else for a furry race suit.
I'll let you have that one, Andy. I'm still working on the motorbike toilet.
The spiky biker dinosaur onesie was Mrs. Skinny's Secret Santa.
Right.
Was responsible for producing that.
But I think really the whole what you wear thing, I think we did that last year.
So last year.
It is last year, and you basically wear whatever you like to wear. I mean, the fact
wear the most protective and safest stuff you can afford.
Yeah.
Is the best advice that anyone can give you.
Exactly, but then the facts are out there that if you wear textiles, you will tend to roll more, and therefore you'll probably break more limbs. But you'll stop quicker, and if you wear leathers, then you'll slide for longer. You won't tend to get any grip, so you won't break anything.
Unless you smash into a wall.
Exactly, but if you hit a lamppost, you're dead.
On the other side of it, though, Andy, I mean, I wear both textiles and winter leathers in the summer, right? But on the other side, if you've got reasonably good textiles and good leathers, obviously leathers you can generally get away with. Well, it depends on the sort of how bad the accident is, but you don't necessarily need to replace your kit. With your textiles, you will have to. So, if you think of cost effectiveness, leathers would be better. But obviously in the winter, textiles are warmer.
I suppose it depends how many crashes you're planning on having.
Exactly, and I think the thing that I will quickly respond to on that is how much are you worth? So are you an Aldi $4.99 pair of gloves?
Yep, I am.
No, I'm not worth that much.
So exactly.
But it's
I'm worth more dead.
I'm worth at least $4.
Cost that comes into it. It's not about the cost. It's not about wearing all this designer leather gear. It's about wearing something that you feel is going to protect you.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that is that some of on the racetrack, some of their leathers, they've actually had a few spills and they're still okay. Yeah, that's why they actually have leathers on the racetracks. And they're going to be like either one piece or two piece zips, isn't it? Yeah.
They don't even pay for them.
I think this guy's got the best idea. Have a look at my screen.
He's vocal.
God.
Hang on, Keith. Hang on. Hang on.
Right, so it's got a high vis on, that'll sort it out.
It's got high vis, but it's got sandals and socks on them.
Is it your dad?
Yeah.
That means that everyone can watch him come off and get road rash.
Is he on the way to a ride out? Is he with him being by a McDonald's?
I'll tell you what, I love the idea. I mean, you say it's true they all wear leathers on a racetrack, but you can imagine Cal Crutchlow, can't you, in Kevlar jeans? I think that would be awesome. just him there, Kevlar jeans, some kind of biker jacket. Come on then.
Yeah.
Richard, that is a very good thing to mention, and it kind of says if you want to know what you need to ride or wear when you're riding a bike, what should you do? Well, when it comes to the sport, it seems to be kind of a resounding leathers option with lots of Kevlar protection and padding and armour underneath the leathers is the best way to go. According to everybody that rides motorbikes in any competitive sport whatsoever, and it would
not in any.
Pardon?
Only in circuit racing.
Yeah.
They wear textiles in.
No, it's different in motocross. I know, I know that. I get that, but you know, we're not riding on mud when we go to work. We are actually on tarmac.
I think you're missing the point, though. I mean, Kev asked textiles or leathers. He didn't say safety-wise. He meant what do you look at?
What do you prefer? Yeah.
Which is sexiest?
What do you prefer?
Well, anything that's on my back is sexy, Rich. We know this. You know, I regularly wear gardening gloves.
Yeah.
While I'm on the bike.
We've got to Kev's right now. We can see his favourite outfit, which is that nice white dress.
I prefer to wear leather under my textiles.
I think that's the best of both worlds, isn't it?
I'll go and ask the wife what she prefers. That's the easy option, isn't it? What do you prefer me wearing?
Don't know already, Richard.
I think the most important part is if you're going out on a bike, always wear clean pants. That's what your mother used to say. If you're going out, wear clean pants. Just
Clean pants.
Yeah, but-
That's lucky pants.
Yeah,
Can you imagine going to hospital and they cut your levers off, they take your boxers off, and there's big brown skid. Oh, blistering.
Well, the thing is that it depends if you stop to go to the toilet, wasn't it? I mean, if you don't stop on route,
yeah.
I just never understood the phrase. I can't believe that if you're in an accident, that the nurses and the doctors just go, nah, sorry, no, not touching the stair. Look at the stairs.
Oh, mate, I'm not touching that broken leg. You've shit yourself.
Oh, we've just got to do a test to work out whether you went out with these on or if it happened as part of the incident.
Carbon dating.
Oh.
Beasters. Oh, hang on a minute. He's had a poo. Oh, no, we're not.
That
tell you what,
that test would be the lick test, wouldn't it? If that's nice and soft, you just stand up. If that's nice and hard, it's been in there.
And
There's a line.
You can't even see that line.
I tell you what, though, isn't it? This conversation turned to shit again, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally has, Richard. Well done.
Who's Richard?
Sorry, Rick. Oh, my God, I can't help it.
Just call me Stinky, it's easier.
Ricky!
Ricky! Right, okay. B, would you like to do the Q&A?
is everybody on fucking drugs tonight, or what?
Yes.
No, it's you.
Well, you want some?
We know Keith is, obviously.
You're the one on coke, man.
I mean, they're all on their coke, you know. You didn't see the £10 note stuck up the nose.
I agree with Josh, actually. Anything, what's written down here, it's whatever.
Yeah. I see it, mate.
Anything you see down here is the truth. Right, so let's go to the Q&A. And Mrs. B, would you want to kick off with who am I?
Yeah, Dave says I'm getting better every day, mate. Thanks for asking.
Hang on. Where's the Q&A?
Oh, we can't wait 6 hours for you, Tosh, to find
It's on the
Q&A.
right hand side.
Got it. Found it. Right, go on. Yeah, carry on now.
Big Kev says nice t-shirts, Geggy.
Thank you very much, Kev. I wonder why you like this.
I think he looks really sexy in that t-shirt.
Probably gone back to work now.
Doberman Knives asks, random on this, does anyone know the DVLA rules on riding when on prescribed oral walk?
Well, it's just about to change this month, and that's why he's brought it up.
I mean, you're meant to see a doctor anyway about it first, aren't you?
No.
Doesn't it say on your prescription if you're allowed to drive or not?
It tells you basically the new laws come out at the end of next month, and you are not allowed to be on more than 80 milligrams of morphine in your system.
80? 80?
Yeah.
Jesus, that put you on your arse. 80 milligrams.
I'm on 40, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
When we were in the army, if your leg was hanging off, you get 20 maximum.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you're hard.
Well, yeah, there is that, but still.
So, there's a list of 18 different medications being sort of put up as saying if you're on these drugs, prescription or not, then you're not allowed to drive after so much. And you've got your typical ones, like stupid ones, like bloody, like skunk and bloody ecstasy and all that shit. But you've also got, like morphine. What's the other one? There's so many different.
Codeine
ones.
was one of them as well, wasn't it? Codeine.
Mazepam and things like that,
I don't like marzipan anyway.
Yeah, I like that.
Bloody horrible stuff it is. I take it off the Christmas cake, I do.
I like the old mixed
Another question, Mrs. B's moving us on.
Says leather jacket, textile trousers in winter, Kevlar jeans in warm, dry weather. Advantage to leather, it tends to slide on tarmac. Textiles grip and send you spinning.
Yeah, but what happens if you're wearing textile jeans and it's gripping, and your leather on your top half is sliding? It could grip you in two, man.
Well, you just put your legs in the air, don't you?
Yeah. If you come off and you've got a leather jacket with textile jeans, put your legs in the air.
Start breakdancing.
Oh shit, there's a lamppost. I put my legs in the air.
That won't save you, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, the best thing to do is not come off, really. I think is the best plan of action.
You don't
I don't think anyone
You're doing that, do you?
tries to come off though. They do that.
Actually, no, I know some people that do actually seem to go out like they want to come off.
Well, there's certain vloggers out there that do it deliberately. I'm sure they get more views.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, if you really want to come off, you always take your mirrors off, for example. Get rid of them. Increase your
You'll have to post an apology now.
Well, have you noticed that, like, I had this accident and I got 50,000 views, so I've had an accident.
I know a vlogger that actually dropped his bike when he wasn't even fucking sat on it.
Oh, fuck off.
Who's that, Brit Ninja 88?
Well,
It was nice and clean, though.
bless him. Almanaid, Partry.
What's the time?
I was trying to point the finger elsewhere, more of a sort of ninja rider than a busser rider, but...
Sorry, did you say ninja?
Kawasaki. Or is it
Yeah, I know what they are. They're green, they're top heavy, they're underperforming, and they're everything else.
Bobby,
just like you then.
Bobby, are you a friend of Cat in the Hat?
What I want to know, Skeggy, is when are you going to get your chaps?
Oh, they're not my chaps. I've not got one of those. No. No, Steve wears chaps, not me.
I know, I've seen the photos.
They're not quite. I've told him. I've told him that chaps aren't quite accepted in this country, the same as they are in America.
The thing is, though, is that, I mean, okay, chaps are fine, but you still get a wet crotch and a wet arse, so there's nothing to fucking cover that area anyway. That's where all the water goes.
I get a wet crotch in my leathers.
Hey? Well, I mean, you just sat behind Mr. B, that's why, Vicky.
No, when I was on my own.
Oh, are we talking orgasms again?
No,
oh my god, we're still live.
No, she just said she had a wet crotch when she was in leathers.
Oh, just no matter. We're just. You obviously don't watch her videos, then, do you?
I don't watch anybody's videos.
Right. Okay. So, what's the time, Mrs. B? Is it like time to wrap up?
5 minutes to wrap up, babe.
5 to 11.
You'll be amazed what you can do in 5 minutes.
I'm not.
I won't be amazed what you can do in 5 seconds. But there we go.
I noticed that smug smile from Vicky then.
Just half that time.
That was coincidence, clearly. He's got back from the camera as well. It's awesome. So, it is approaching that time where we need to close the hangout because it's been running for a full 2 hours of nonsense, basically.
And Hubcap's with a really good question.
Oh, go on then, Mrs. B.
Right, quick yes or no for everyone. This one comes from Hepcat Harley, or Hubcap, because he's known.
Hubcap.
Good evening, all. Question for you. Do you think coming off at some point in your riding career is inevitable? Personally, I don't. So, very, very quickly, I'll whiz this one through, starting with, we'll start with Skeggy.
Well, I've come off 3 times so far, so, but thankfully there was all early on when I was still sort of wet behind the ears, so. And to be fair, there was all...
So much for a yes or no answer.
That's what I was just thinking. So just do a yes or no.
No.
We'll expand on this one next time. Stinky?
No, it's not inevitable. No.
Mother Candy?
I think if you ride a motorbike for a long, long time, I think they will come a point where you come off.
Tosh?
Well, Andy's always right, so whatever he said.
Weggy?
I'd have to say no, to be honest.
Mr. B?
No.
Bobby?
I would say, yeah, it's bound to happen eventually.
Keith?
Brants! Oh, sorry. Yes.
Bloody copycat.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. No.
So much a yes or no answer.
No.
There you go.
No.
There we go. We got through that one in a minute.
Brilliant. Well done.
You never answered it.
I suppose law of averages dictates that you know, if you ride over X amount of years, then you're highly likely to come off at some point.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's a definite.
What about Richard?
I know somebody who's been riding a very long time and hasn't fallen off yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the last 4 years, I've actually only come off once, only because I jumped off a flipping bike.
If you come off a bike, you are going to come off.
Yeah. Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I deliberately jumped off the bike, so I don't think that really counts.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I'd say it's probably more likely. It's more likely to happen.
Well, as someone
Dave's
who
come off
started
his.
my riding career, I hope not.
No. And I'll tell you what, and you did a few really impressive saves from not coming off as well.
One.
So, yeah. So, I think the resounding answer was no.
Yes, it does.
You
I
can't.
think it was 50.
No, it doesn't count in the training.
You can't pick up a human being and say you're average, so therefore you probably will come off. It's about this up here in your brain. That's what's coming off.
You can come off a motorbike and that's not even your own fault. So you can have to start in your brain. I had a tag slapper, took me right over a bloody hedge and smashed the bike to pieces 7 years ago. It's nothing to do with me. It was just happened. So it just happens.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, statistically, then yes, well, you expect it statistically, but
I think if the question was put differently, I think it's more than likely, but it's not inevitable. Inevitable means it's definitely going to happen. It's not going to definitely happen, but it's more than likely to happen, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, look, you can talk about all these statistics, right? But there's just one thing I want to say, right? Now, I've been riding bikes for a very, very long time. Okay, a long time. I'm really old. Right. But I never thought that it would ever be possible for a motorcyclist to be hit by a handbag, for example. But
I didn't come off.
What a hero.
Come off though. Didn't come off, but you got hit by a handbag. So you know, put things in context. You know, you can't plan for everything. You can't plan for a handbag.
Has anybody seen Phil 480's recent problem with his brakes?
Yes.
If he can hold that thing up, I mean, I thought he was off. I was thinking, watching the video, I want to jump off.
I was like,
And he managed to keep that on. And yeah, I'm sure I've seen him do a U-turn and drop it.
Yeah.
Whilst seeing a rabbit run past.
Yes, I saw the rabbit one.
How the hell he kept that up is beyond me. That was.
Can somebody put a link to it, please?
Someone was sitting on his shoulder that day, I think.
I tell you what, I reckon it was his. I think it was his sphincter sort of causing suction to keep him off.
If anybody hasn't seen
to the
that,
road.
they really should.
Well, actually,
that was amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good video. It is a really good video.
One where he checked his brake caliper. What was the matter with his caliper?
His caliper came off.
Yeah.
That's a really good argument for buying the right tools.
Well, I actually
put admitted afterwards it was down to not having a torque wrench.
Yeah. Well, I put a
just
comment on
also bad feel.
Did you know? I'll ask it. You know, the what do you call it? The MotoGP bloke with a big head that you get links on.
The MotoGP bloke with a big head. That's not going to narrow it down very far, is it?
No, he's called Big Ed.
Yeah, Big Ed, yeah.
No, it's called Big Ed.
Oh, right.
Big Ed.
He put a link up to everybody, and she got it.
I've met Big Ed.
Well, she got it on her Facebook. The exact same video, I do believe.
What? Your missus got a big head on your Facebook?
No, I think it's the same video I'm just about to watch. But that video went on Big Ed's channel. Yeah, it's the same one.
Phil 480's video.
Yeah.
No,
Phil 480 knows about that.
Yeah, on Facebook, I actually posted on Facebook. You know, there is such a thing as called a torque wrench actually on Facebook when I posted on Facebook.
Yeah, well, that leads us down. That leads us down a very slippery road of: do you use copper slip on your brake calipers, bolts, or do you use Loctite?
And unfortunately, that's one we're going to have to leave till next week.
Yes,
Let's
tune in
say
next.
good night, folks.
That's a bugger because I've got to put my brake calipers back on shortly. Could do with knowing
It's
that.
not fair if you wish.
Indeed. Right.
He did.
It is that
That's
time.
bad. There he is.
It is that time. So let's go to Beast Rider. Would you like to say goodbye to all the folks?
Goodbye, folks. It's been a pleasure. See you next time.
Excellent. Keith.
Bye bye, boys and girls.
Oh, God.
It's even creepier now.
Gav.
Don't pan down to his shorts, whatever you do.
Bye, everyone.
Cool. Richard.
Which one?
Calm Biker.
Alright. See ya.
Giggy.
Spotify old bin. Take care.
Rick.
You take it easy, guys. Ride safe, ride invisible.
So Andy.
Good night, everybody, and just remember, if you need to go to the toilet on your bike, make sure you're wearing your peenie pads.
Thank you, Andy. Tosh.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
God, that's great.
Thank you for that, Tosh. Weggy.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Goodbye, everybody. Where the hell is Chair tonight?
I've no idea.
Been good, hasn't it?
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been a nice change without having rapey Chaz there.
We're still live, you know.
I know.
We'll give an apology video tomorrow, don't worry.
Ride safe, ride rippy.
Oh, I've called him rapey a few times. He knows, I think. Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. It has to be untrue.
That just leaves it down to us, darling.
Hi.
So goodbye. We love you loads, of course. See you next week, where we'll be more of this shit with this panel, as per usual.
But
So-
where's Chaz?
Chaz, we don't know. Chaz may be occupied. We don't know. Let's find out next week where Chaz was from last week when you watch it next week, and we'll leave it there.
I heard he was down the local park with a trench coat on. Same time.
Yeah, but was it textile?
Very short trench coat.
I heard he got 7 days for peeing in the street.
Okay, it's not fair to talk about someone that's not really here. Mrs. B, do you want
is.
to tackle the Q&A quickly before we
Yes,
go?
okay. Who am I UK1? Good night all. Bex88, night all. And Bex88, does it count when you were training?
No, it doesn't.
Probably not.
Don't forget the smiley face.
And the tongue sticking out smiley face.
Yes, indeed. Right, well, thank you all for that, and we love you loads, and it is now time for us to go off air so we can talk about things really, truly. Love you all.
Yeah, well done, Bobby.
See you on the next one.